sale now. $3.99. Hello and welcome to Official Nintendo Magazine podcast number 16. I'm your host Neil Long and I'm joined today by Deputy Editor Steve Hoggerty.
Hello.
Games Editor Chris Scullion.
Hello.
And Nintendo TV man Gavin Murphy.
Hello.
Action, adventure, platformer, role-playing game, every genre. Action, adventure, platformer, role-playing game. So what we've been playing, it's all in Official Nintendo Magazine issue 63 on sale now, £3.99.
Really?
It is, yeah.
That's cheap.
Comes with a free calendar.
Now,
Plan out your year in style.
let me qualify, that's not the kitchen utensil that you use to drain pasta, is it?
Not a free colander, no.
That's disappointing.
I would have bought it then.
Would you?
Yeah.
Quite bulky
A
on
Nintendo
the
theme.
shelves.
That's what
It'd
we
be,
should start
it'd be a
giving away.
logistical nightmare, Gav.
It would be.
You've not thought it through.
Tesco would refuse to stock it.
That's true. One thing they're not refusing to stock, I'm working on my segue, so if you notice, that's pretty good. I like that one. Is the new video game Epic Mickey, which is on the cover of our magazine this month. Steve, you were the first in the world to review it.
Yes.
What do you think?
It's really good. Epic Mickey is a game where you play as Mickey Mouse.
Really?
And you're trapped in a sort of...
This is my first podcast.
Grand look at you're the first
Where
person
you-
to review it.
turn
Epic
on-
Mickey was a game.
You turn on your Wii and...
filling in the details. Like, people might not know what's going on.
All right,
The
go
good
on.
thing is about Mickey Rooney. And then
Mickey Rourke.
It could be Mickey
Oh
Rourke.
man, Mickey Rourke would be awesome.
It's not, though. It's Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, none of those things are in it. Sorry, carry on.
It's a game in which Mickey Mouse can both paint and tin his surroundings.
Tin?
Tin.
You're being very Irish.
I am a little bit Irish.
You mean
Yeah,
thin?
it's from Warren Spector, who is a legendary games designer.
He also likes to chat, doesn't he?
He does. He doesn't half go on.
about Epic Mickey as well.
You literally can't look at the internet without finding a Warren Spector interview.
You definitely can't look at the O&M website. That's
Yeah.
all every day.
Every day.
Epic Mickey will be the best game you ever
Yeah.
see. Epic Mickey is game. Stop talking about your game. I'll decide whether or not it's good.
Well, this is the thing. We decide, Warren.
Yeah.
Steve has decided.
And we have
As an
decided-
impartial man.
We've decided that it is good.
It is
he's,
good.
He's mostly right about
Yeah.
how good his game is,
Yeah.
which is quite rare. Sometimes developers don't get it right about how good their own game is. But yeah, this one's really good. It's, as I said, painting things. It's quite a dark vision of... it's a darker version of Mickey Mouse, basically. It's not like the cartoon, twee, cheerful version of Mickey that we're used to. So I quite enjoyed it for the plot. It's a platformer mostly, but it's got some RPG elements in there. Some choices to make using paint and thinner. You can really do some mean things to the characters in the world,
Yeah.
or you can help them out. It's a really fun adventure with that interesting paint mechanic, which sort of just makes it really fun to play.
Yeah, and this is the controversial bit, isn't it? About when all the talk from Mr. Spector was about paint and thinner. It's not binary, black and white, good and evil.
Yeah,
But
in his
sort of
interviews,
is.
he really said, "Oh, there's no good or bad choices that you can make." I mean,
Yeah.
it's all grey
It's all
areas.
dynamic
It's-
and evolving as you play and all that stuff.
It's quite it is quite binary. I mean, there are options where there's a safe suspended over someone's head, and you can either thin the beam to make it fall on him to get past him, or you can use paint in another way to help him out.
Yeah.
Which in my mind, that's not really a grey moral area. That's either being really quite mean to an innocent character, or helping them out. And there's a lot of decisions like that. And depending on which way you play, you get benefits either way. So if you keep painting, you'll unlock these paint-based power-ups, and if you keep thinning, you get thinner-based power-ups.
Yeah.
If you use the paint and thinner on enemies, you can thin them to just delete them from the world, basically, or you can paint them to turn them friendly, and they'll become your allies and they'll help you out in fights and things like that.
Yeah, and like I say, I played a bit of it over the summer at Junction Point, and there was a bit on an island. I think it was some sort of skull type island where you had to either put paint into the machine or put thinner into some machine, And essentially, a good thing happened if you put paint in, and a bad thing happened if you put thinner in. Sorry to go on about this, but I think he sort of stitched himself up a bit there, Mr. Spectre, by going on about moral choice. And, you know, it's not a grey area when...
Quite clearly, it's good
frankly,
and bad,
it is.
isn't it? Yeah.
So there are literally machines that almost literally have a switch that says pull it this way to do the good thing, pull it this way to do the bad thing. But he does a really good job of giving you a reward either way, a decent reward.
Yeah.
And he has said in interviews that you have to play through it 3 or 4 times to get everything. And during the couple of times I've played it, there are things you have to leave behind the first time you play, because once you paint something or thin something. Tin something, then it's kind of gone for good. You can't get it back. Well, certain objects you can repaint them, but it's like a one way street in the moral avenue.
The bits that I played, I did enjoy it, but I just thought it was very obvious what I was meant to be doing in that part. And like, you can't run around with your thinner, like literally thinning out everything, so he's just in a white vacuum. Like, it's very obvious the bits that you're meant to thin out. And at one point I was a little bit stuck and thinking, I just want to thin out this door, but you can't thin out that door, but you can go around the back
the other one.
and thin out the wall and then go back through and then open the door. And it's like, well, that's, I mean, might as well not have it. But, I mean, overall it does work, but it is very black.
That's the thing. I think it's almost prejudiced us against it from all the talk beforehand of all his, you know, game of the year. It's going to be a Zelda Mario beater. It's got all sorts of possibilities. If he'd have not said any of that, and then we would have played it, there wouldn't be as good as it is. Would you say it's a tad disappointing? Because
I think
we've been given all this build up, and now
it's
very good, but it's not as good as perhaps Mr. Spectre thinks.
It's definitely been talked up a lot, and as we've said, the choices they're not as subtle and clever as we were told they were going to be. And maybe they shouldn't have called it Epic Mickey. Maybe just call it Mickey Mouse in the Wasteland, and let us decide for ourselves whether or not it's epic. It might have suffered slightly for all the hype surrounding it.
Yeah, I think that it's also important to remember that we live in a sort of strange little Nintendo bubble where we listen to all these comments, and our opinions are built up about it. If you go into it fresh and just want to play an interesting spin on a platformer, it does the job very well.
Yeah, you'd be really quite pleased.
And that's the good thing about having Warren Spector on board on a project, is that you do get, although he is awesome with design, you get his sort of personality as well. And this is, you know, all this chat and stuff is all part of the Spectre package, I guess. But then we can sort of take it with a pinch of salt, just going,
Warren.
Whereas other people, I think I'd be sick of it. Just like every day, just like, this is what you're going to think about our game.
Yeah, they've overcooked it a little bit. I would say.
But overall, though, you would say Disney disappoint.
Disney.
Nice.
I wouldn't.
There we go.
say
Lovely
that.
stuff.
I would. There we go. So I just started contributing. Absolutely nothing.
An excellent Scottish pun.
Thanks.
No, I enjoyed it.
It was. It's a Scottish joke. I've just stolen the Scottish joke. What's the difference between Bing Crosby and Walt Disney? Bing sings and Walt Disney. Oh, Walt Disney. Scottish
different
joke.
spin on the Disney.
Aye.
Disney. Crossover there.
Exactly.
Interesting.
There we go.
How many more of those have you got in your locker?
Just the 7.
Okay.
I'll keep them.
Awesome. So, Mickey, recommended, but don't believe what Warren Spector says.
Don't believe his lies. He never lied.
And
his hype.
Let's move on. I don't want to get libelous. Another excellent platformer, more traditional in its style, Donkey Kong Country Returns, which I've been playing over the weekend, and you played for review, didn't you, Steve?
Mm-hmm. Yes, although I'll let you talk about this one, because
already?
I think you were really quite looking forward to it, right?
Was I? Yeah, no, I wasn't.
Yes, you were.
I'm a bit of a nutter when it comes to collecting things in platformers. So I was looking forward to Donkey Kong Country Returns, what with all the sort of banging on scenery and blowing things, which is weird. I don't know what that's doing in a Donkey Kong game.
It really annoys me, that is.
Yeah, slightly strange.
Can I mention my theory? Can I mention my theory?
Yeah,
that
go on.
I think
Your theory?
my theory, my theory that I think it might have been a 3DS game to begin with.
Oh, hello.
Well, it's mostly just that strange blowing mechanic, which just feels so out of place. That basically, you get bits like you get dandelions and helicopter-shaped flowers that you can crouch down and blow on, and they flutter away and they give you coins and collectibles and stuff. Which blowing into things using the DS microphone is quite de jure quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And also, it's the sort of bouncing into and out of the backgrounds, which is something that obviously the 3DS
There's an awful lot of that, isn't there?
Yeah.
Just the pirate ship bit where there's a guy, some sort of evil pirate dude, firing cannonballs at you from the background, flying into the foreground. It's the minecart sections which go in and out of the foreground and background. There's lots of that, which
for
would
a
be
2D
awesome on
platformer.
3D.
There's a lot of 3D detail going on.
Yeah,
And it
good point,
would work
actually.
on in 3DS as well, because they had a Mario game that was going to come out on Virtual Boy, and it did the same sort of thing. You could jump. There was 2 different layers in the foreground and the background, and you could kind of travel in pipes to the background and all that. It was never released, but it looked like it would work in the same way that you could go front and back. It seems to be in this as well.
and there's no reason why, having seen 3DS in action, it looks like it's as powerful as a Wii. It could handle that. So, don't know. Interesting theory.
Yeah.
Donkey Kong 3DS confirmed.
Launch title, go.
Not a launch title.
Not confirmed.
Just to be clear, not wild speculation.
Just a crazy dream I had.
So back to the game that does exist. It's very good. It's incredibly hard to find all the secret stuff in it. I like to think I'm quite good at platformers of that ilk, where you look around for stuff and you can, as you said the other day, Steve, at the start of every level you go left just in case there's a hole or a jump,
Any kind
thing
of cliff
you can jump
you
into.
see.
Yeah, you have a look down but the first world, there's so many bits. I got to the end of a level because you don't, being the impatient man that I am, I didn't stop to check whether I'd collected everything, and then you get to the barrel at the end of the level and go, oh right, I've missed out on like 4 bits of the puzzle there, and I've been looking everywhere, so that's incredibly
It makes you feel really
hardcore.
stupid, doesn't it? Like,
Yeah, it does.
The first,
Does a bit.
I've played the first 2 worlds.
Yeah.
The beach one and the jungle one.
And I've been banging on every bit of scenery, blowing on every sort of bit of background. I don't know.
Think you'd be
Where is all
you
this
think
stuff?
you'd be like 100% in the first like couple of
Yeah.
levels, and then it gets a little bit harder, and then it's just like, well, you don't go left anymore. I haven't got a clue.
It's unbelievable.
But then you're
like
quite
the Kong,
OCD, so do you,
the Kong letters are quite easy
yeah,
to
that's
find.
all right. The puzzle bits, though, yeah.
But the puzzle pieces, really tough.
The Kong letters tend to be placed in like really hard to get to areas, which you can see exactly where they are, but they're usually placed after like a really, really tough platforming bit right before a checkpoint. So that you've just done the platforming bit, you want to risk everything to try and get this letter. Whereas the puzzle pieces are generally hidden away behind scenery and stuff like that.
And those little there's pretty much 1 or 2 in each level, isn't there, where you drop down or get fired into a hole in the background somewhere, and then you have to collect all the bananas, and it's brilliant. I wasn't really a fan of the original SNES games.
Really?
I thought they left me a bit cold. I don't know why.
Man, I loved it.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I was like,
Don't know what-
that's really
maybe
exciting
it's
for
because
this game to
I
come
was
out, so-
raised on Mario, and these crazy CGI graphics were like too much for me or something. I don't know, but I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, it's a nice, hard, like decent.
It looks
proper
amazing.
platform game.
It's
That
up
was,
there with Galaxy 2 in terms of how it looks, and I think it's fantastic.
I've enjoyed playing it through for the first 2 worlds more than I've enjoyed Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Controversial.
Bold.
See, this is the thing now. When it comes to sort of Game of the Year polls, stuff released at the end of the year, because it's fresh in people's minds,
Yeah, maybe.
there's a chance Donkey Kong might get it
It's
over and
awesome.
above Galaxy 2. We'll see what happens when we do. We're going to do our reader awards next month, actually. So have a look at the website for that. So Donkey Kong, highly recommended. What else we played this month? Mario All Stars, Chris.
You played it this month,
Yeah.
did you?
Last month, this
Well,
month.
All Stars. You played this month.
Yeah, I played it 20 years ago as well.
I've played it every month for the last.
It's a controversial one, isn't it?
It is a really
All-Stars.
controversial. Not trying to talk about other publications, but when more reviews come out, I got the feeling it'll kind of be split between people giving it really high scores and really low scores, because essentially this is the SNES Super Mario All Stars that was released in '93 and just being re-released 17 years later on a disc, and it is identical.
Yeah.
It isn't even. It's not even the Super Mario All Stars plus Super Mario World version that came out a year or two later. They've not put any other games in there or anything like that. So in that respect, you could argue, well, that's a bit cheeky of them. They could have spent a bit more time.
It seems there's very much two schools of thought on this, isn't there?
Where so that's one.
You can either judge, as we've judged the game in front of us, how enjoyable it is, purely on its own merit, or there's the other school of thought. Which says, it's 25 years of Mario. Nintendo could have bothered a bit more with this package.
And it's a fair comment, because it's like, there's space on that disc. That's a DVD, and we're talking 8 megabytes or something that's filled it.
They could have filled it with every Mario
everything
game
up to Sunshine on there, all the Game Boy games and everything. But at the end of the day, fair enough that they should have done that. That would have been great. But at the same time,
they're excellent games.
They're great. All those other games. The point is, all those other games are also currently available still. If you wanted to find Mario Sunshine and play it on your Wii, you could, if you searched hard enough for it. If you wanted to play Mario 64, just go on Virtual Console and get it. If you want to play all the NES games, they're all on Virtual Console as well, and all that kind of stuff. And you've got to assume that all the handheld ones will eventually be on 3DS Virtual Console, so there'll be ways of getting all these games. Super Mario All-Stars isn't on Virtual Console. The only way you can legally play that game is either buy a SNES or get this new packages coming out. So there's a lot of people that aren't even 17 years old that came out 17 years ago. There's so many people that haven't played this game, and this is a great way to play it. So judging it on its own merits, there's no way I couldn't give it a high score, because the four of the greatest games, platform games ever made, plus you've got the CD, plus you've got the booklet, which are bonuses. You're not going to listen to the CD over and over again, but it's a nice extra. The booklet is genuinely good. It's genuinely awesome. Yeah, and it's just a nice package to have.
You can really question the quality of those 4 games,
exactly,
because they're all excellent. And from Lost Levels, which is almost too hard to be enjoyable.
Yeah. You consider it was always going to be a weird one. People are always going to say, what are they going to do with this? Are they going to put it on Virtual Console? If they'd have put that on Virtual Console, you would then get people complaining, saying, well, I bought the 4 games individually, the NES games, at a £5 a pop. I've spent 20 quid on games, now you're bringing it out on Virtual Console for £7. So they're kind of damned if they do, damned if they don't. People would have complained then. So they bring out a £20 thing and chuck other stuff in, and people complain about that. So they can't win. But this is the best way.
I can't imagine anyone having a bad time playing those 4 games.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I think for the money as well, it's 20 quid. It'll probably be like 15 by the time Christmas rolls around.
There's some websites, if you look hard enough at kids, I think Play's doing it for £17 just now.
Really?
Pre-order.
See,
and stuff like that. It's just like,
I'm up for that.
Yeah,
I'll happily pay that as a sort of collector's item thing.
It does come in a nice box.
Yeah, it's a cracking little box.
Supplement box, and the picture on the front of it
booklet
is
awesome, lovely.
Yeah.
I think the main argument is just that it's on a DVD, like it's on a Wii disc. If that was the cartridge in a box, and it still played cartridges, I don't think there'd be any complaints.
Yeah,
it's a bizarre. I don't know what point I was trying to make there. That's madness. Clearly, it doesn't play cartridges.
So basically, if you've somehow not played those original 2D platformers,
what's wrong?
Get All Stars.
Yeah,
and then come and see us in a month. And
agree with us.
I can't believe.
Come and see us in a month. Come and see us in a month.
You're grounded
for a month.
If you've not played those 4 games,
even
get out.
I'll tell you, even if it was Super Mario Brothers 2 on its own, I'd pay 20 quid for it. That game alone is awesome. I think that's a hugely underrated game.
Hugely underrated.
The day you give those games anything less than what we gave it, is the day the world goes mad. Cats chasing
Sorry.
dogs.
No,
You stop enjoying life.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
I think there are going to be people. I mean, we've talked extensively about it, and I thought I was against the release of
Yeah.
it. But then, as I've come around to the way of thinking that you have got to just review what's in front of you, and
Yeah.
you can't review. Oh, well, they should have done this and they should have done that. Well, you know,
The way I see it, fair enough, they could have done this, they could have, but every game could have been better. They could have done this, they could have done that. Galaxy 2 could have had more levels in it.
Oh,
if they
no,
wanted
but
to put
what I
more
mean is
levels in it
not-
and all this. New Super Mario Bros. On the Wii could have had the DS levels chucked in as a bonus. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you pay £17 for this, are you going to get your money's worth, and are you going to get hours and hours out of it? Yes.
70
So-
quid is good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah. So it's been a good month for reviews, isn't it? There's a lot of high scores, including Call of Duty Blops or Black Ops,
COD
as it's
Blops.
more commonly known.
Coffee blops.
COD Blops.
COD blops.
Nothing wrong with that. Chris and Gab, you've been playing that.
Yeah, do you want to take
What
this
do you
one,
think?
Gav?
Yeah, it's wicked. No, it's good to. I played another console version of
What?
it,
DS?
and then
Yeah.
yeah, yes, and it's good to see how it stands up.
Yeah.
Like, really, really well.
It didn't start well when we got it in the office, did it?
Yeah, it crashed after
crashed
2 seconds.
immediately. We were like, "Whoa, dear, this is not going well."
No.
And then, luckily, reset it and it was all right.
Yeah. But no, it looks good. It's good to play. It's good to play a really adult game on the Wii.
Yeah.
I sort of forgot a little bit when I was doing a little teaser for it in Nintendo TV, and there was a swear and stuff going. Like,
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, best cut that out.
Yeah. Almost got fired.
Only for over 18s, strictly for
But,
over 18s.
No, it's good. I mean, it really stands up as a really, really good looking,
Yeah.
good action game.
Yeah, and we've given it the same score as another Activision shooter, GoldenEye. They're essentially the same game, aren't
Yeah,
they?
they're more or
It's
less
the same game engine.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems to be the
It's
same.
kind of, they're basically the same game. GoldenEye is a bit more focused on local multiplayer and
Yeah.
sort of stealthy stuff.
Yeah. The single player
Blops
GoldenEye
is much more about online
Yeah.
and the single player campaign, the sort of epic
Yeah.
line of it and all that stuff, right?
Well,
Yeah,
I thought the single player for GoldenEye actually blew Blops out of the water.
Yeah,
Blops was
I've not
Blue
played.
Blops.
I just thought it was Blops.
We can't refer to it as Blops casually with a straight
Yeah.
face, can we?
I can.
I just tried.
That's
All
right.
right, give it a go.
Yeah,
Blops.
I thought, yeah, GoldenEye single. This storyline in GoldenEye, and
It's
just
great.
The production values are just amazing.
Yeah.
I think although they have obviously ploughed a load of money into Blops, it just doesn't. I don't know. I just didn't enjoy the single player as much. You always get a feeling
Yeah.
with the Call of Duty games that they're just like, right, get a single player and over and done with. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
zombie mode as well, but you always want to be playing online. And for the people who don't like playing shoot 'em ups online, which is me,
Yeah,
I just thought I always feel a bit cheated by Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
I just think, yeah,
I think it just comes out of
I've not
personal
played
taste as well,
Blops.
doesn't it? Because like GoldenEye, obviously you've got the more kind of GoldenEye's a kind of a cooler game. It's like
Yeah.
slick and suave, and
It-
Bond's
it's-
got it, and then
it's
I don't know
really
because
good.
you've got like the
GoldenEye,
Vietnam
really, really
and-
enjoying
and
it.
then
Blops,
Blops is
yeah.
just like a load of army guys effing and jeffing and
Yeah.
shooting their way through. And if you like that, a lot of people like
Yeah.
that. And fair
yeah,
enough. Like,
I
yeah.
quite like, I like that, and like this sort of reminds you a bit of like Generation Kill and that sort of thing. That they really go for like the realism part, which I think is
But
really
it's,
good.
It's
But
so
like-
I can't. I don't know. It
Condone.
takes itself so seriously, doesn't
Yeah.
it? It's like,
Yeah.
come on, lighten up, guys.
Yeah.
War's not that bad, is it? Oh yeah, it is. Sorry,
Sorry.
sorry about that.
You just want someone's face to pop up at the bottom like in Mortal Kombat or something. Just guy comes out and goes plops, and then it just disappears every now and then. That would make it just lighten up a bit. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing GoldenEye online and in the single player thing. I think you mentioned it the other day, Gav, about the club scene, which is not in not in the original. It's really well done, isn't it?
awesome,
Really
isn't it?
atmospheric. The music's quite good.
the sound is amazing. Like, it's done by David. I'm gonna get this
David
wrong.
Arnold?
David Arnold. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like really atmospheric. You go, there's no joins between the sort of scripted bits and the bits where you're walking around. Like I don't care. No one's going to care about spoilers at this point, are they?
No, I don't think so.
You're walking around this club and you're trying to find this guy, and it's just really, really well done.
Yeah. It's cool.
You can get on the dance floor, and I stood around just sort of as if to dance, just like looking around and that. I didn't get any bonus points or anything.
That music is awesome. That track is like
it's really good. Yeah.
What was it? It's Dead Mouse and Cascade.
Is it?
Song from
It's a DJ Hero
it's a
2
DJ Hero
track, isn't
songs,
it?
yeah.
Oh, is it?
Product
I didn't notice.
integration.
Yeah.
Nice.
Activision.
Yeah.
Synergies.
And then there's that
Synergies.
yeah, and then there's that awesome scene as well. Then when you go into the restaurant bit of the club,
Yeah.
and it's sort of like I did an interview with like the sound engineer, and he showed us the sort of how he just raised the sound, and you could barely hear like the guns being shot, but like it's in sort of tune with how you're moving and things like that. It's just awesome.
It's really good. Yeah.
I like the DJ Hero thing. Is there's a bit at the end as well where the Sean Bean guy, whatever he was called, Trevelyan, he brings out a guitar and you both go to a boss battle at the end. It's like both playing. I believe it's We Built a City on Rock and Roll by Starship.
He does.
He's wearing a big mouse's head as well.
Yes. And James Bond's like, take it off.
Come on,
Maybe stealth.
You do feel a bit sorry for Goldeneye though, because you just think, I mean, it hasn't done well, you know.
And it's really good. It's really
awesome. Yeah, I just think I'd buy that over Call of Duty. If I was buying a Wii game, I'd buy it over.
Let's not forget that playing games online on your Wii is free.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay a subscription like you do on Xbox.
That's another thing. I think
it works really well.
I think I mentioned in the review how well it works. It's like when you look at not naming any names, EA and NBA Jam. Basically said for a while, we're looking at online. We've got a team of guys working on the online for it. Then eventually just more or less, didn't blatantly say it, but more or less just said, we can't do online that well, so we're just going to drop it. It just proves it's utter rubbish, and it can do online perfectly well. With like 8 guys running about, no lag at all, so sort your act out.
So highly recommended. All of those games: Epic Mickey, Donkey Kong Country Returns, Super Mario All Stars, Call of Duty, Blops, and GoldenEye. God, there's loads. There's a good reason we've called it the review special.
There's more reviews than we've ever had.
There's loads of reviews. There's a record-breaking number of reviews. Quick word on Create, Chris and Orgav.
Awesome. Really, really cool.
Really?
Yeah. It's a really good laugh.
They're not
to
my
play.
cup of tea, those sort of games.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not mine usually either, but this one's good because it sets you things to create. Because whereas stuff like sorry for bringing up other rival games, but stuff like Little Big Planet, I liked how I had all these creation tools and all this kind of stuff, but I just found myself sitting there going, I just try to think of things to make, and I don't have much of an imagination.
That's the thing. I've got very little imagination.
So it's like when it gives you everything, you infinite possibilities. I can't think of any. Whereas Create says, right, you can do whatever you want if you like. Alternatively, here's a ball and here's a target. We want you to make something that will get this ball to this target in so many moves, or try and rack up as high a score as you can by moving something across the room and all this. And then so you're still using your own creativity, but you've got an actual goal to.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a different twist on Scribblenauts.
Yeah,
in terms
a little
of
bit.
How you approach.
It's exactly like that old PC game, The Incredible Machine.
Yeah.
Which is exactly the same game.
It's basically
with amazing graphics.
Yeah, it's basically a physics-based puzzle game where each object you unlock does different things.
There's an awesome mode in it called the Scortacular mode. Where basically it does charge you with doing just the simple thing of getting this one thing from there to there, or doing this for this, and but you use as many pieces as you can, and then you get these crazy sort of like Rube Goldberg style contraptions that you just build, and you can just go on and on and on and on and on and just build loads of them. So you can you can be as creative or as uncreative as you want with them.
I'm not creative.
But no, I thought it was quite clever.
Yes.
Awesome. And we better rattle through these. Rock Band 3, excellent, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, it's good. This is more or less the same. DS one's surprisingly decent too.
Yeah. The definitive music game on Wii.
Yeah, if you're a millionaire.
Yeah.
Like, it's not any different.
You can afford a guitar.
Yeah, the main game's not any different from the rest of them, but these new instruments are like 130 quid for a guitar, 70 quid for the keyboard.
Crazy.
Do enhance it, but that's just madness. You're going into madness territory.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
Okay. And Michael Jackson, the experience. We had a Michael Jackson experience on Thursday, didn't we,
It
Steve?
certainly was an experience.
Yeah. We went to a party, which I dare say was better than the game.
Yeah, I saw photos from the party. Was that Aidan Grimshaw there?
It was Aidan Grimshaw. Oh, how would they say it?
Matt Cardle.
Who's Aidan Grimshaw?
The wee
He's on the X Factor.
guy that putted out the X Factor. The guy that makes the weird faces. He looks a bit like I nearly said something rather wrong there.
Yeah, I knew what you were going to say.
Yeah, he looks like
I said it
A
myself.
big bum.
he looks like a criminal of sorts. A specific sort of criminal.
Yeah.
He isn't though,
So
legally.
We're chatting with our celebrity friends, weren't we?
Yeah,
Soon to be appearing on Nintendo TV.
the lady of Strictly Come Dancing.
Yeah.
Is that her name?
The fit one or the
her
old
name.
one?
The lady.
The fit one or the old one? It was the old one.
Can't they be both? Yeah.
She won't be there.
Who else? Pixie Lott.
Ms. Lot was there.
Yeah. She.
Jamelia of T4.
Yeah. That
It's a
one.
funny surname.
Treble T. Your mate, Gav.
Who?
I met him at the
Triple
Blops
T.
party.
Yeah.
From the Rampage crew.
Yeah.
Too much tea.
God, I feel old.
He'll never get
Our guest
What's the
presenter,
other guy?
Sarah Jane Crawford was there.
Oh, Sarah Jane was there. of course.
Sage.
Yeah.
Sage.
SGC.
Yeah.
See?
In the place to be
Yeah. If only they'd spent all that money
on the game.
On the game.
Which is basically Just Dance 2
Yeah.
with Michael
You get a
Jackson
glove with it
songs in
though.
Do you
Apparently,
actually?
if you pre-order it in some places, you get a glove. But it is Just Dance. It's the fact they promised, oh yeah, we're talking the Michael Jackson estate, and this is going to be the true Michael Jackson experience, blah 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 blah. And then it's Just Dance.
Yeah.
And it's-
I was hoping
even-
Jermaine would turn up or
Yeah,
something.
say
but-
hello.
But no.
But no, even some of the songs are bizarre. Like Michael Jackson fans, like, which I have no shame in admitting I am and
Yeah.
have been for many years.
There is no
Shut
shame.
it.
There is no
What?
shame.
There's no shame in that.
There's no shame. Legend.
Can't question the Jackson.
Gone too soon.
I think more police should have questioned him, I think.
That was unfounded. Unfounded. But yeah, that's some of the even as a diehard Michael Jackson fan, which I will shout from the rooftops. There's some bizarre song choices. There's one I mentioned in the review was Streetwalker,
Yeah.
which was they re-released Bad in like 2001 on CD and had like bonus tracks that were unreleased, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
And then they stick it on like this, and it's
Yeah,
like,
that's weird. His Liberian girl
I
in
get
there.
the.
no, Liberians and the girls not in it. I was like, that's
What?
amazing. Let's get that bit at the start. It's an amazing song. But yeah, it's not even in it.
I get the sort of party tunes, the sort of
Yeah.
early disco stuff.
Yeah, the disco
for-
stuff, and then
for dancing.
and obviously
but
there's Earth
song,
songs, but that
very
one
odd.
that one admittedly is quite funny because the guy's got whoever's doing it has to like start on their knees and scrape the
Yeah.
ground and all that. Like so you look like a proper idiot, which is the point.
Yeah.
But who's going to go to a party and they've got Michael Jackson and go, oh, Streetwalker? Get that on. It never even had a dance routine because it was never released. So how's that a definitive Michael Jackson experience if they're making up dances?
Again, a victim of its own hype.
Yep.
If
he's
you,
moonwalking in his grave.
If
Yeah.
you finish the Michael Jackson experience, do you unlock a zombie mode?
No, he does. Although no, he has a zombie in the thriller.
Thriller.
They are quite clever. The videos, some of them.
Yeah, you do
Some
get
of
to
them,
dance with that
because-
rabbit who's in Moonwalker.
Yeah, exactly. And
That's
there's-
pretty awesome.
There's that ghost.
Sold.
Do you remember Ghosts? Like when he did, and he turns into a skeleton at the end and takes his head off and all that, like he did in that, which is quite cool.
How do you get maximum points on that?
Take your head off.
I see.
Got to be committed.
Yeah.
But that's another thing. The scoring system's really weird on it, because obviously the Wii remote can only detect so much, and this game wants you to do all these bizarre moves. So I did Thriller, which is like maximum difficulty, and got like 4 stars for it, 5 stars, and then I tried They Don't Care About Us, which is like the easiest song in it because you're literally just marching, and got like 2 stars for it, and it was like more or less a fail. I'm like,
Yeah.
well, come on, I'm giving
Wow.
it.
Don't blame the game because
Laldy.
you ain't got no hot moves, Chris.
Listen, I can bust Thriller like a mean mofo, so I don't know what's going wrong there.
Yeah. So if you're a fan of the dancing games,
Yeah.
and Jackson, then go for it if you want. But
Yeah.
be warned.
Be
Be warned.
Buy it if you want.
That'll be,
Buy
that should be
it,
on
boy.
the bag.
Don't if you
Don't
don't.
ask us.
Yeah.
It's just
It's not what we're here for or anything.
I just think that diehard Michael Jackson fans will be disappointed.
Yeah.
It's a weird game. It's for
But they're gonna buy
it's
her
for
anyway,
people
aren't
who
they?
like it's for people who like Michael Jackson but aren't diehard Michael Jackson fans, because there's a complete lack of concert footage or anything like that, and they'll be disappointed.
Yeah. And
So it's weird.
WWE,
Yeah.
most comprehensive one so far. Lots of online stuff.
No online stuff.
Hold on.
No.
What?
No online stuff.
All right. That's
Sure.
a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
Because they really put it into the other console version. They really
I'm
put
thinking of
loads
the other
about it.
ones.
Yeah, the last one that
You can like tweet your videos straight away from the console and stuff like that.
Oh dear.
This one don't have Jack, but
Oh well.
the actual game itself is fun.
Yeah.
As a wrestling game.
Yeah.
I just think I can't forgive how rubbish it looks. Just
Really?
on Wii. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
They
It
just
does
have
look a bit ropey.
The Wii can do awesome graphics, as proven in GoldenEye and Blops, but
Yeah.
whoever was doing the WWE game for the Wii,
I think they're under pressure because they have to get one out every year.
Yeah,
It's like they don't get time to really
maybe
make a proper game. They just update stuff and add more
some
features.
you just can't forgive how some of rubbish it looks when you're playing it. You just look at it and think, I don't want to play this.
It's apparently they're really difficult games to create the graphics for, because there's a really tricky balance between putting as much detail as they can in the actual wrestlers and then putting detail in the like 20,000 people in the crowd that are around it, because they always want to seem they just can't do anything but make the crowd flat cardboard people, because it just can't handle 20,000 3D models, which is annoying. So it's always going to look terrible. But yeah, it could have still looked better despite that.
Yeah, and Force Unleashed 2, pretty disappointing.
It's far too short.
Yeah.
Shorter than Yoda, eh? Hearing that.
I like how you looked at Steve in the eye.
No, I looked at Steve to get his reaction. I thought I'd appreciate that.
This one's approval.
I just want to nod as if to say, yep, that's right,
Nod
Chris.
sagely. Well done.
That's right, Chris. It's shorter than Yoda.
So yeah, a bit of a disappointment. Not really moved on since the first one.
It's just insulting.
Yeah.
It's
Insulting.
properly insulting.
Yeah.
That a game like that lasts maybe 4 hours maximum, 40 quid.
Yeah.
And then
disgusting.
stuff like Hydro Venture, which we're reviewing this issue, lasts significantly longer than that and is a WiiWare game.
Yeah.
But more about that next month, folks.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Stick
In
around.
fact, while there's a theme recurring with the last few bullet points. Ghost Recon and Hawks 2, as well as Force Unleashed 2. It's a strange month for reviews in terms of there being lots of good ones,
Yeah.
and then
Dips.
yeah, it's either like 80% plus or under 50.
Yeah.
Raven Rabbids is awful.
Yep.
Doctor Who awful.
Yep.
Hawks 2, Steve awful.
Awful.
Hawks was horrible.
It's got an amazing script though. I mean, I enjoyed just the terribleness of the script. There's one bit you start off working for the bad guys basically before the Hawks team pull you away onto the good side, and there's a guy who carries this bird around on his arm, and so you say to him, so what's with the bird? And he turns around and goes, it's not a bird, it's a falcon.
In your face.
And then when you escape
Take that, kid.
when you escape the evil base, he takes the bird with him as if
It's not a bird.
he takes the falcon with him. The falcon probably enjoyed being like a baddie's pet.
Yeah.
I got the feeling, I watched you play this, and I got the feeling I was enjoying watching it more than you were playing. We were all sitting around.
We were enjoying
going,
laughing at it.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the enjoyable part.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But the people who buy the game aren't going to have that, unfortunately, unless we come around their house.
Having actually spent money, I think you'd be fairly very disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ghost Recon, also very disappointing.
Yeah, especially when they were promoting it as a true Ghost Recon experience. And it's just a unreal
They
show.
lied, didn't
Yeah,
they?
no, they blatantly lied. And even when you watch the trailers,
It's a full Ghost Recon game. No,
yeah,
it's
like
not.
if you watch the trailers on our website, and if you've played a Ghost Recon game before, you'll look at that and think, yeah, because like it's like cutscenes. That's exactly what you'll think, and like gameplay footage cleverly done, just so you're seeing people hiding behind walls, coming out and shooting people, and you think, yeah, there's like cover system and everything, blah blah blah. It's an on-rail shooter. Don't believe the lies. It's just,
lies.
especially they were promising it all along. True Ghost Recon experience, which to me means a Ghost Recon game that feels just like the others, but it's not. It's an unreal shooter, not a very good one at that.
Yeah.
I guess it's a loose enough term that they can get away with it, just calling it an experience.
Yeah. And
It's a game.
It's certainly a game.
it's the same sort of thing as like when Dead Space Extraction came out. was coming out, and they tried their best not to say this is an Unreal shooter. They kept saying it's a guided experience, it's this, it's that, and everyone kind of got it. And before it came out, they actually said, yeah, okay, but it didn't matter because it was still really good and atmospheric and that. But it's the fact that this is just such a blatant lie, just to try to pull the wool over people's eyes. Let's say, oh yeah, it's a Ghost Recon game, and nowhere on the box or anything will you. I've not seen the box, but I know for a fact that when you look at that box, nowhere will it say, by the way, this is just a light gun game. This is
no.
It's shocking.
So, very disappointing. One thing we haven't mentioned, mainly because Simon isn't here, Golden Sun, as Simon's last act for the magazine, he went to review it, and he was doing cartwheels when he came back. He loved it.
Still,
golden fun. I think he said he didn't.
He really, really loved it. And judging by colleagues of ours here at Future Publishing
Inc.
Is it Inc? Probably not.
It's PLC.
Everyone else agrees. Future Publishing PLC.
Confirmed.
I thought it was limited.
Actually,
let's not get into the technicality. Anyway, Golden Sun is really, really good. That was the basic point I was making. Fans of RPGs, snap it up. Why not? It's like the last game released before Christmas. I think it's December the 10th. It's out.
Yeah.
So highly recommended. And now it's Gavin Murphy.
Everyone is waiting for.
We should get a jingle for this bit.
We need
more jingles actually.
Kid send
We do need more jingles.
Because I listened to the podcast 15 and realised a lot of the jingles have got Simon and Fred's voice in them.
That's true.
It ages instantly. Not enough me.
and they're dead now. So
Yeah. My regime of bullying has forced them out.
So if anyone's getting new jingles,
send them
chuck
in.
them over.
Yes, please. So, Gavin,
Hello,
what's been going on with Nintendo TV then?
mate. What hasn't been going on? That's the question.
Oh,
No, we got loads coming up.
I don't know how to respond to that. What hasn't been going on? I don't know, Gav.
like you
I'm asking you.
Sounded like he was chatting you up. I don't know what hasn't been going on. You play your cards right, you'll find out what's been going on.
Yeah, that's why Fred and Simon left.
Yeah, they found out what's going on in Nintendo TV.
Anyway,
dark secret of Nintendo TV.
yeah, Nintendo TV after dark. Hello, children.
Oh, God.
Right,
So what is happening, Gav? Seriously.
loads, mate. Namely,
He's got a notepad of like 4 things written.
That's just 4 words.
I had we had possibly one of our best weeks ever last week, just
did we?
because lots of stuff was coming out. So we had an action-packed episode with exclusive footage from the Call of Duty Black Ops launch at Battersea Power Station,
Flops.
which was just mental in its sort of over-the-topness.
Yeah, it was very good.
It was very extravagant.
Yeah.
There was that, and then I met a WWE wrestler, John Morrison, who was one of the coolest interviews I've ever done.
Yeah.
Probably the only interview I've ever done sitting on the floor.
Pretty bonkers.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah.
Because he was sort of, I mean, obviously wrestling is real, kids.
Yeah.
But he was sort of, because he's got this
in character.
He's got this character that sort of, it doesn't really work unless he's in a situation. So basically he's John Morrison. He looks a little bit like Jim Morrison.
Yeah.
So he acts and sort of tries to talk a little bit like Jim Morrison. And his sort of entrance music is Jim Morrison and stuff. But then it doesn't sort of really work when he's sitting in a room with me on the floor asking him about WWE Raw vs SmackDown 2011. But I mean, they all apparently they all play and stuff backstage.
Talking.
Yeah, it was awesome.
There's a strange analogy between
Yeah,
playing yourself and playing as Luigi.
yeah. I mean, he
You
knew
have
his,
to watch it to find out.
I mean,
I'm not sure if he's entirely on this planet.
no, he's not. Now that was the good thing because he, he picked up. I just said, "Oh, hi, I'm Gav from Nintendo TV," and he didn't. Just from there, he was like, "Oh, Nintendo," and just like was generally passionate about Nintendo and stuff. And apparently they all play the game backstage to settle some scores and stuff.
Yeah.
There we go.
Awesome.
Then we also played Bit Trip Fate and some exclusive footage from that. If you go on our YouTube, the O&M YouTube, you can see a special message from Gaijin Games that they sent us. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, we've got Epic Mickey Special. We lift the lid on the Paint 'em Up adventure.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, you on that?
Because the lid on
lid.
Yeah,
paint
the
pot.
paint.
Yeah. Good.
So that's this Friday. Then the week after, to coincide with the launch of Donkey Kong Country Returns, an awesome exclusive hands-on footage, and the footage you won't be able to see anywhere else except
Crikey.
Nintendo TV, which would be amazing.
Yeah.
And then some kind of Christmas
some other stuff.
Yeah.
Some other stuff we haven't quite planned out yet.
Well, no, I've planned it. I just don't know what to say. I don't want to.
You don't want to spoil it.
Trying to keep it under
It's under
wraps.
Yeah, you don't want to spoil it. Do not open until Christmas. Oh,
Nice.
Yeah.
Basically.
literally.
If you'd have said it just then, you probably would have ruined Christmas for everyone, really.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
I'm glad you didn't.
Do not plan until 2 days before Christmas.
I
And then,
heard it's a cracker.
oh,
Certainly not.
It's not a cracker.
Certainly no turkey.
Are we doing these
Anymore.
now?
Are we- is this-
should we
I'm
save
trying to
these?
think of one of his present company exclusive at the end, but I can't think. So.
Right,
Terrible.
well,
I think it's run its course.
I think so. But yeah,
let's-
that's
let's
all that and
move
more
on.
coming up on Nintendo TV
I
every
don't know.
Friday
I don't know.
for
Excellent.
free on the Wii's Nintendo channel.
Tune in. I say that every month. You don't tune
Yeah,
in.
tune
you
in.
just point at it.
Yeah.
It happens
Sort of tuning
through
in,
the
I guess,
internet.
isn't it?
Point at it
Yeah.
Yeah.
and press the button.
Point in.
Point in.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't work, does it?
I was also going to say clause in effect, but again, I couldn't think
Clause.
of. I
It's
couldn't
still
think.
going.
Yeah, we moved on from that, Chris. All right, mate. Come on.
Fine.
Cause and effect.
Fine. Yeah, I just couldn't think of the. Oh, I should have said get someone to sink your claws into.
Yeah, there you go.
By which I mean
Nice.
Santa Claus.
Yep.
So Christmas puns.
Yep.
We're scraping the barrel there.
Very
Excellent.
It's an elf hazard.
Oh!
Jesus.
Jesus, yes.
Yeah. It's his birthday.
Can we move on rather swiftly?
We really need to move on. Now it's reader questions.
You have mail.
So this month's reader questions. Max Higdon asks,
Great name.
what technology do you think Nintendo can come up with after the 3DS?
Holodecks.
Holodecks? I
Done.
don't know. Holodecks confirmed.
Smell.
Smell. I don't know how. I
I don't know how it's possible. No.
Or
I don't want the whiff of.
Mario squirting a scent in your face from your deer.
Well,
The mime you just did made it look really horrible.
Have to wipe it off.
Yeah, exactly.
I personally won't rest until Nintendo come up with something that like in Wall-E, all those fat people just in chairs and stuff.
I haven't seen that.
Haven't you? Spoiler!
Oh no.
I won't rest until I'm in a chair having things fed to me.
Oh, really?
Not going in a pool, playing games with my face, shouting at screens. Voice control, that's got to be
Voice
it, isn't
control.
Voice
Yeah.
control. I just like the
hope
Matrix.
not.
See, that's been done.
it? The Matrix. Yeah, Nintendo invent the Matrix.
They've already
An
invented the Matrix.
alternative reality.
Maybe they invented the Matrix we're in it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we're all just powering Nintendo's mainframe right now.
Maybe when we
What
finally
a terrifying thought.
maybe when we finally cease to exist, there's just a big thing that comes up and says level 2, and then
Oh,
we
that's
just
deep.
Yeah, think of that. That's deep.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
deep.
So that's what we want from Nintendo. An alternative
not much
reality,
to
entirely
Yeah.
where we're all slaves,
Built of smells.
Yeah.
and can
And then
smell
when- and
stuff.
when
And
we
in,
die-
in a chair.
Yeah.
It's not been thought through.
And when we die, we go to another level.
There you
of
go.
gaming.
I think that's comprehensively answered that.
Yeah,
Max
there you go, Max.
Hickton. You can have that for free. Adam Burkett asks, if you could have a pre-evolution or an evolution of any Pokemon, what would you have? I'd like a pre-evolution of Absol.
Yeah.
That's what he says.
Is that what you're saying? You were
that's
trying to
what
pass
he-
it off of
that's what
yourself.
he's saying.
Yeah. Come on.
That was
come on.
his question. Adam would like a pre-evolution of Absol. What would you like, Chris?
I would like an evolution. There's a Pokemon called Unknown. I'd
Yeah.
like it to evolve into Known, where it just goes. It's just got a sign telling you what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite good.
See.
What about you, Steve?
I would like a pre-evolution of Pichu, which is the already pre-evolved state of Pikachu.
Yeah.
Because I like the idea of it turning into just like a blob of just unevolved electric
Primordial
mush.
soup.
Yeah, but
Is that what they call it?
gives off a spark every now and then.
Yeah.
That's my idea.
I don't understand. I don't understand a lot of the things in the question, a lot of the things that Stephen said. So
About a
I'll just leave this one. I think.
I'm going to leave this one where
I don't know what an Absol is. I don't know.
Pre-evolution
Do you know
of
what a
Munchlax.
Pokemon is?
I know what Pokemon are.
Yeah, all right.
I think.
Pre-evolution of Munchlax. It's just hungry lax.
Yeah. There you go.
You having that?
I'm having it.
Good.
Good.
Having it large.
Johan Harris asks, if a spaceman came down to Earth, everyday occurrence, and demanded you show him the 5 best Nintendo games ever, and they can't be Mario and Zelda games, what would they be?
I would ask
I
him.
think it's interesting that a girl has said spaceman, not
Yeah.
space person.
Space person.
Personally,
Space
Joanne.
Yes.
Well, that's fine.
So
She's
sexist.
allowed.
Space person, surely. Come on.
Well, it
we're
might
a
have-
forward. We're
it
a
might
forward
have
thinking world.
male bits. Why not?
I would ask.
Might have come down here to breed.
She's
I
saying
would-
that only spacemen play games, not space people.
You're saying that Irish one to say breathe. What do you mean? But I don't. I would ask the spaceman why he's putting such strict regulations on the question. This guy comes down from Earth and says, "Show me 5 Nintendo games, not Mario, not Zelda." Oh, come on.
Hold on.
Maybe he comes
Show
from-
me. Tell us about your society.
Maybe he lives in a planet where there are
Where have
only,
you come from?
Yeah, he maybe lives in a planet where there are only Mario and Zelda
Yeah.
games. And
Maybe-
he comes down and says, I'm sick of Mario and Zelda.
Yeah.
Show me something
Perhaps their spaceship is powered by third-party titles.
new. Maybe it is. In which case, Pikmin's out. Which would have helped because it would teach him how to make a spaceship.
perhaps Joanne just wants to know what our 5 best Nintendo games
Yeah.
are that aren't Mario or Zelda
And
games.
she's wrapped in an elaborate
She's-
yarn.
Yeah, she's.
She doesn't word it very well. If you ask
well,
me.
it's a compelling thought, the spaceman part, but it's
trying to confuse
it's frankly distracted us from the
Yeah.
subject matter at hand.
Personally, I hate it. No, I don't.
It's a good question.
I like it.
It's a good
Thanks, Joanne.
Have we thought about an answer? We haven't, have we?
Yeah, I'll have.
All right, let's just.
I'll have
I'll have
what?
Bomberman.
Bomberman.
Yeah, chuck that in, or Killer Instinct.
Do it.
If
well,
I have to
see,
go,
this is
I'm going. I'm
non-specific.
going for the
Like,
retro
I'm
ones now.
thinking.
Nintendo games. That mean first-party Nintendo
Oh,
games.
No, I'm thinking
or
we should go games on
games on
Nintendo
Nintendo
systems.
formats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that widens it.
Well,
DuckTales?
Moving on.
had to mention it.
Fine.
What else?
Animal Crossing, I would say.
Really?
Ah, that's
Yeah.
You're a big fan of the Crossing.
On DS, it captivated me for about a year. I played it
Really?
every single day.
Awesome.
You give it to the
It's
alien.
really, it's really hard to give up Animal Crossing. Like,
Give it to the alien and tell them that's how people live their life on Earth.
Yeah.
And he'll go mental.
You will flip out.
I've put my Animal Crossing back on again like a couple of months ago, and the place is just a hellhole. It's just heartbreaking. The
Yeah.
place I like
Really?
kind of fawned over for
What happens?
months and months. There's just roots all over the place. The
Weeds.
place is horrible.
Everyone keeps
Everyone-
asking where you've been.
Yeah, it says, where have you been? And you're, all right, chill out. I've been busy.
On
Deadlines.
holiday.
get up out my grill.
Well, I've had deadlines. I've been playing stuff for review.
I had Animal Crossing on the DS, and but I didn't have it because I was poor. I was a poor student, so I worked in a shop. So I just kept going in every day and playing this thing because
God.
I thought no one's gonna. I thought about stealing it, but that is actually stealing. So I was just playing it every day, and then
That's
Got
the
about-
saddest thing I've ever heard.
got about 6 months into it. I wasn't enjoying it for the last 3 months in fairs, but I got about 6
Playing
months
it
into
in a
it.
shop? Are you
Well,
joking?
no, I used to work in the shop,
Oh, right,
so I used to
right.
work in the video
I
games.
thought you were
bit.
like going into the game every day, playing Animal Crossing.
No. I used to work in
And
the
the guys
shop.
behind the counter are like, "It's that guy again."
And I thought I'd hidden it well. I thought I'd
That
hidden
mental
it.
again.
I thought I'd hidden it enough so no one would ever find it. And then I did about 6 months worth of going in every day, picking it up, playing it in my lunch hour and stuff.
What shop was it?
Well, they've gone bankrupt now, Woolworths, so I can mention them.
Woolies.
Probably my fault.
Yeah, probably.
I could have bought this. But I went in after about 6 months for my lunch hour, went to pick it up, and they sold it. So someone,
sold it?
yeah, they'd sold the one that I'd been playing. So
Disappointing.
some kid
That's
has taken home
heartbreaking.
at 6 months.
Yeah.
I hope you
With
didn't put
the,
rude
Animal
words in it. You know, you
Crossing.
can give them catchphrases and that. I hope you didn't give them rude words.
There was a lot of words.
Kids like, what?
Yeah.
Who says Nintendo don't do mature games?
There was that sensationalist news article. A mother decided that Animal Crossing was swearing at her daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that?
That's
We
right.
won't repeat what the animals are saying, but
Yeah.
It's all user input. So
Quite
I
crass.
think her daughter has a filthy mind.
Yeah. Take
So
that.
watch out for
That's
that.
good. We've barely answered that question.
Yeah.
But, I hope you're happy with that, Joanne.
I wouldn't be.
No, I don't think I would. Be.
Okay, right, here we go.
All right,
Here's
Animal Crossing, DuckTales, Resident
Man.
Evil 4.
Yeah.
Super Smash Brothers.
Killer
Smash
Instinct.
Brothers.
Smash Brothers Ball, just because it encompasses everything.
Yeah. You got to mention the Metroid games.
Yeah.
Yep.
Others. Metroid Prime, in particular, out of the Metroid series. What else?
Punch Out.
Other Nintendo games. I don't know.
Loads.
As you can probably tell, we've not thought it through. Sorry.
Resident Evil 4.
Just said that.
Yeah,
Did you?
yeah.
He said.
All right.
Some others. So Street Fighter. Let's have that.
Yeah.
All right. Not in a top 5 format.
No, just
in any way. It's just
yeah.
some games.
She's just going to a shop and
Listed
just
of games.
chuck some games at it.
Look, Joanne, you tell him what you want to tell him, all right? Just leave
just
us out of it.
When this spaceman turns up, just give him your own top 5.
Or give us 20 minutes. and
Came
then
down to me, I just thought, like, I can't think of 5 games, I'll just take the probe.
Awesome.
And on that note, it's time for the competition. So this month's competition, last month's entrants had to tell us a joke about vampires inspired by the awful Vampire Moon.
Awful, meaning awesome.
Yeah, awful or awesome. You
Awful
decide.
used to mean awesome back in the old days.
Did it?
Dictionary says so.
Really?
They were
Is that true?
interchangeable. Yeah.
Really?
I don't
You
believe
just
you.
made that up.
No, honestly, that is true.
You're doing your genuine face.
It's
Google
my
it,
genuine
folks.
case. Google it.
Speaking of Googling, I think there's been a bit of Googling going on.
Oh well,
This-
it's controversial.
It's
This is
been
the thing. Well, we'll get onto the controversy in a minute. But we've singled out one for the wooden spoon, if there is such a thing,
Yep.
from a certain Toby Thornton, Gav.
Big Tobe Thornton. And
Could you just?
I'll read out what
Yeah.
his joke is, then I'll read out what he says
Yeah.
right underneath it.
Yeah.
He's trying to get his own little catchphrases in the thing. I don't know if we should.
Well,
do
it's
that.
working.
Yeah, it's completely working.
We're sold.
Hook, line, and sinker. Well, Big Tobe writes, "What you call a tidy vampire? Count Vacuumer." Vacuumer.
See,
And in fairness, though, it's a
not
Big
to do with
Tobe.
video games or anything.
It's not.
just a vampire.
But he's
joke.
definitely made that one up himself.
You reckon?
It's so rubbish. He definitely didn't have any help. But yeah, then he writes underneath it, this is better than his joke. He writes, "Boom, Big Toby strikes again."
Which is that's just immense.
I can imagine him just writing it, sending it, clicking send, and just sitting back and going, "Yeah." Just
And he just he makes a gun with his fingers and blows this pretend smoke off
and
them.
kisses his guns.
I hope that's what they call the new Dark Knight film.
Big Tobe.
Big Toby strikes again.
I think
Big
that's-
Toby strikes
I
back.
think that's his email sign off at work.
Big
Change your mind to that.
Boom.
I'd love
Getting
to.
a tattoo.
Gav strikes again.
I'm now picturing him as like a
same.
really high power executive in a really popular corporation, and he's sending these really, I think we need to address the CP2 reports. Blah, blah, blah. Big Tobe, Professor of
Big
Awesome.
T.
Yeah. I'm
So,
thinking about Gordon Gecko just sitting there. That's
Yeah,
a Big Toby.
slick back hair, pinstripe suit.
Definitely.
I'm thinking
Big
more,
Tobe.
thinking more Gex, the gecko from the PlayStation games. But they had the same sort of sense of humour.
So well done for that, Big Tobe. You get another mention and a wooden spoon. Should we actually send him a wooden spoon?
Well, I'm not going to.
I'm not going to either.
Neither will I.
Okay, so you're not getting a wooden spoon. just to confirm.
I'll email him a photo of a wooden spoon.
Okay,
There you go.
let's do that. Yeah.
Can't be fairer than that, Big
All
Toby.
right. So
Boom.
thanks again, Tobe. Try and get in the podcast next month. I think it'd be quite funny.
Good. Yeah, that will be actually.
We've done a top 3. A certain Sean Maguire returns to the podcast. Not the failed pop star, although it could be. He's never confirmed either way.
He hasn't. They probably should.
And
It's not failed anymore, though. Look,
former
he's a
EastEnders star.
genuine actor.
Is he?
now. Yeah, he's done some Hollywood stuff.
Sean Maguire.
Yeah.
What's he been in?
He was in Meet the Spartans.
You thinking of
Was he?
Toby Maguire?
No.
Meet the Spartans isn't the Hollywood classic.
Let's meet the
It made
Spartans.
a load of money, though. Because those films always do.
What
I've
is-
vomited
oh,
better
those
films
terrible
than-
spoof.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
god, that's
Yeah.
not. That don't
he's
count.
the main
No, they
character.
don't count.
now.
that
Yeah,
that
probably
makes it
doesn't
worse.
count. But he's made a load of money off that.
Right? Big fan of the Maguire, aren't you?
Yeah.
Jeez.
I was PR. Just leave it, right?
I have vomited better things than Meet the Spartans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Probably more entertaining.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
a Sort of
We
car
did
crash
eat
sort of
that
way.
More detailed.
copy of Schindler's List one time.
Ooh.
Good film. Good film. Good soundtrack.
Should we get on with the joke?
Yeah.
Good.
Been the rambliest podcast we've ever done.
Cracking jokes and suddenly we descend into Schindler's List.
Yeah.
It's not a good thing at all.
So in third place, Chris, you're going to read this one. Sean Maguire writes.
Yeah. He gives two, but the second one's the best one. Why did the vampire read the official Nintendo magazine? He heard it had great circulation. Oh,
See, that's good
That is
because
good.
it's a vampire joke and includes a magazine-based pun.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're so easily
well done.
pleased.
Yeah.
How's it been
Ah, circulation, awesome.
We know about that.
I think it's
Well done, Sean.
I also like it just because he's basically saying we sell a lot of magazines and
Yeah.
praising us.
He's clearly not Googled that as well. So
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
that's a good.
If he'd have changed
made it
that,
up himself.
if he'd have changed that to why did the vampire not read O&M because he heard it had bad circulation, I'd have just deleted it right away and said shut up to the screen and then just totally ignore. So the praise helps.
I would have
Yeah.
sent his address to the police.
I would have just replied. I would have just sent him an email and just said shut up and just sent it, and that would have been it. So instead, he's
yes.
got third place on a podcast.
Brilliant. So well done, Sean. Sorry about all that Meet the Spartan stuff. I'm sure your career's in great shape.
It's going to pick up.
Um,
It'll pick up now. You've been on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. In second place, Paul Shin, whose joke goes, "What is Dracula's least favourite Wii game?" Super Mario Galaxy. See, I like that because it's
It's
a
horrible.
video game and it takes into account the fact that Dracula is weak to garlic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Galaxy,
Yeah,
Super
yeah.
Mario Galaxy, least favourite. It works on every level.
Yeah.
That's maybe
I like that.
what's his second least favourite DS game?
I
go
don't
on.
know.
Picross.
Bit of religious iconography
you
in there.
Yeah, well done, Steve.
You've won this month.
Thank you.
You get that whole full
I
game.
look forward to playing Vampire Moon.
Just trying to think what else.
No.
No, next.
No. So second place, close, but no
Mirror's
cigars.
Edge. Mirror's Edge. Oh,
Mirror's Edge.
Mirror's Edge.
Well, we got some mirror-based jokes.
Yeah, they're the ones we think were googled.
Yeah, they were Googled, definitely. So well done, Paul. Second, but the winner is Chris Greeny. Steve.
This is a nice little first-person narrative, which is why I like it. It goes, I went out thieving with a couple of vampires the other day. They put me up on the shoulder so I could reach stuff. I got arrested and charged with shoplifting on 2 counts.
Oh,
See, it might not have a video game
Because of-
reference,
No,
but
it's a good
I just
joke.
think it's a
Yeah,
good
it's just
joke.
like-
It's a great joke.
Now, the controversy will come in where he might have Googled that one.
yeah. Oh, I'm just thinking
I go on a limb and say
It's the
he
best joke.
Definitely.
it's more the
See,
fact.
do we need to reconsider this?
No,
We've put him down as the winner.
we
Okay,
It,
well,
it is the
In
better
fairness,
joke.
It is
he
the
wins a
best joke.
rubbish vampire game, so it's his own fault. There you go.
True.
That'll teach you for
Yeah,
googling
that's
games.
true.
Now I'm going
What
to
else
say
do you get?
No,
Call
you get that
of
awesome
Duty.
control actually. Yeah,
Control.
Oh, you get that controller.
it's really cool.
It's
that
not a
is.
brilliant prize.
It's the fact that I'm assuming it's his brother, Jack Greeny, sent an email seconds
that's
before
true.
that,
Yeah.
which was then
Yeah.
also written by. So I'm assuming Jack Greeny and Jordan Hollister googled vampire jokes and came up with
Yeah.
I know a
Chris came along
vampire.
later and seen what they been looking at.
Come up with the one that goes, I know a vampire who collects mirrors. I don't know what he sees in them, which is funny.
Yeah.
Clearly googled because
It's
two
good.
people came up with the same
Good
thing.
vampire jokes.
and also,
Maybe we should split the prizes between the three.
Controversial. We've only got 2 prizes.
Oh, yeah.
That'll be good.
Cut that vampire moon game in
Give
half.
someone a
Yeah.
The best
Should we
thing that's
just
ever
saw that in
happened to
half?
me. Yeah.
Send someone the manual and someone the game.
Yeah. Then they'll have to meet up in order to.
Let's
enjoy.
give it all to Greeny because
All right.
Yeah.
Well done, Chris,
Well done,
for
Chris.
typing vampire jokes into Google.
yeah, and getting
Nice
an old
work.
Tommy Cooper gag.
We know where you live, Chris.
Don't do it again. So well done. You've won a Call of Duty Black Ops controller pack
Blops.
and a Vampire Moon, or Blops, Vampire Moon, The Mystery of the Hidden San What is the mystery of the hidden sun, Chris?
That apparently give it a few hours and it'll appear.
It was just the night time. That's the answer.
So
just
the
leave it on
vampire
overnight.
goes, it's getting a bit warm here. And then it ends, credits.
Just crumbles into dust.
Exactly.
So that's
Just like my dreams after playing the game.
spoilers.
Spoilers, it's nighttime.
This month's prizes are the atrocious. Oh no, the DS one's okay.
Yeah.
Let's leave it till
Doctor-
next month till we start trashing on the games. Like, 'cause we want people to enter.
Doctor Who game on DS, which is like a Professor Layton game.
It's not like Professor Layton.
not- yeah.
It is a Professor Layton game.
Fascinating rip-off.
But easier. And we sing Robbie Williams with 2 microphones. As well as that, incredible. Robbie Williams' greatest hits, entitled "In and Out of Consciousness."
I hate that as a title. I don't mind Robbie Williams'
Is
songs.
it
I'll listen to them.
suggesting that you will lapse in and out of consciousness
Yeah.
listening to
Yeah.
that album?
Such a
If you want to nod off,
name in there.
put
Surely,
that on.
surely greatest hit. Angels, and that's it.
Greatest hit.
What's his other songs?
Well,
Millennium?
Rock DJ.
Singing
Millennium.
Idiot.
Is that the one where he turns into a skeleton in the video?
Yeah.
He tears off bits of his face.
Yeah, that was an
Yeah.
awesome video, though.
Yeah. Was it though?
And chucks it to girls and they eat it.
Yeah.
No,
I'm
they
in.
don't eat it, do they?
They do, yeah. They rub it on
Yeah,
his
they
face
do.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
they don't eat it though.
That's
It's
horrible.
not cannibal.
Guilty, that's disgusting.
Yeah.
I know.
There's also
Does the job.
the tearjerker. She's the one,
Yeah.
in which he talks about
Beautiful.
a girl who is one.
She is the one.
She's the one.
Yeah. So well worth winning.
That's a good
You think
prize.
we've
To,
sold
if, you
that
like,
out
if,
now?
you, if you like Robbie Williams.
Yeah.
If you don't like Robbie Williams, don't know.
Yeah.
Stick.
Well,
Well,
it's
if you
all
don't
right
like
for a
Robbie
laugh. We
Williams, just-
sing Robbie Williams is all right if you have idiotic friends. Like
He
Robbie Williams.
started off like an adult then and then trailed out. It's alright if you have absolute loser friends.
Yeah, Robbie
No one likes you.
like-
Yeah, Robbie
Singing to
Williams,
Robbie Williams.
Robbie Williams is a fine established actor. If you like eating bums,
There you go. There you go.
You can give it to someone for Christmas present.
Yeah, that's the main
If you have a
benefit, I would
sister.
say. We'll get it out to you before Christmas and you can fob it off on a distant relative.
yeah, or some sort of electronic auction site.
Yeah. Oh, don't do that. Actually, yeah. Make yourself a few quid.
Yeah,
Do what you like.
Go for it.
Do what
to
you
you.
want.
So to be in with a chance of winning this excellent prize, you have to sing us a song about Nintendo. That's it.
In the style of Robbie Williams.
Not in the style of Robbie Williams. That would be terrible.
In the style of Nintendo. And if you wanted, people, I think in the past people were struggling to send us these sound clips. If you want, just record a video on YouTube or something if you want, and we'll access it that way. And
And then
we will get the sound off it that way. So
Yeah.
just, any way you can get us sound.
Any sort of Nintendo
Is it?
song. And while you're at it, record us a few jingles.
Yeah.
Yeah, jingle is up.
Thanks very much. So stick it on YouTube and send us the link to the email address onm@futurenet.com or send us a sound file. As long as it's got the subject heading Podcast 16 competition, we'll pick it up.
As long as there's no crass material in it as well.
Indeed.
Nothing blue.
Yeah,
blue.
nothing blue.
Yeah. Good. I'm glad we established that.
We got a couple of outrageous ones for the Sonic competition we did a while back.
Did we?
Singing ones, yeah. Some,
Like
but-
rap
you want to talk about blue? No, Sonic. No, but no, there was like proper swearing and stuff.
Really? Really?
Yeah,
Proper swearing.
proper swearing.
Really?
No, just not your
We
stand
got
up.
a really good when we did the rap thing. It was
Oh yeah,
we got some great entries. So if you can
yeah. You can rap as
somehow
well.
fuse rap and song into one
Definitely
incredible
rap as
sound
well.
file, that would be amazing.
Rapping counts as music too, kids.
It does indeed. And on that note, if you want to send us questions that we're not going to answer or answer badly, just email
No,
us.
we'll put effort into it next month. We'll promise
Will we?
we will.
Will we though?
No.
Probably not. Email us anyway though. It's onm@futurenet.com. The subject heading podcast question. Issue 63 is out now. Only £3.99. Free calendar.
What?
Drain that pasta.
In that pasta, dry as a bone.
It's got all our birthdays on it as well.
Look, rubbing this pasta. Not a drop of moisture.
calendar,
Oh,
dates and that, Chris.
oh well. April
I think
8th.
you've misunderstood for comic effect.
I think
It has indeed got all our birthdays on. So
Yeah, 8th of April.
if you
Send
want to,
me biscuits.
if you want to send us bribes and other trinkets, they'd all be greatly appreciated. It's
Just send me money.
just money.
Just
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Steve wants money.
Yep.
Biscuits.
Bits of hair.
You want bits of hair.
Yeah.
Is that as high as you're aiming?
Preferably,
At least I'll get more.
preferably ginger.
I don't want hair. I'll just make that clear now.
I wouldn't mind biscuits, actually. I say that as a
Biscuits,
joke, but
yeah.
actually, if a biscuit did appear in an envelope,
Well, you know, Christmas is coming up, so if you don't send a
Make
gift
sure
to your
there's-
favourite Nintendo magazine, I think
Yeah.
you should really think about your life.
we got that brilliant painting as well.
Oh, yeah, that
drawing
was
there
awesome.
Yeah, who was that?
Right.
Who sent that in?
That was from Jamie Reed.
Man
That's
from-
it, yeah.
Jamie Reed.
Thanks, Jamie. More of that, please.
That was generally good.
Yeah.
It was very good.
If they are going to send us in biscuits, make sure
triangle.
they're bought from a shop, not made themselves. So I'm not eating anything.
Oh, I ate some Mario Kart
Don't,
cookies
for
people
example,
sent once. They're
inject
pretty good.
anthrax into the
Yeah,
centre.
don't do that.
Yeah.
Oh, you've given them the idea now. They'll do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone's at home right now going, well, I've got some anthrax.
Yeah, so I was going to chalk that out, but they
I was going to poison someone else, but I'll poison the O&M boys.
deserve it.
Yeah, so don't do any of that. Just send us questions at onm@futurenet.com. Keep looking at the website, officialnintendomagazine.co.uk. We're on Twitter as ONM_UK and on Facebook at facebook.com/officialnintendomagazine. Apologies for the rambliest podcast in O&M history.
I don't apologise. I'm proud.
Really.
Kind
For
of.
anything.
We won't be
Say
quite
that.
so drunk next month. Goodbye.
Bye.